SwissSys supports 3 different types of team tournament, and I'll take them in turn in this video. The most common is called individual team, or just team tournament for short. It's run like a regular tournament except that A, team members do not play against one another, and B, overall team totals become important in deciding team standings. You declare your event to be a team tournament in the section Setup dialog, so let's start a new section and tell SwissSys that's what we want to do this time. Now let's register some players like we did before. For a team tournament, we need to include a team code when we register our players. The team code is an abbreviation or mnemonic for the full team name. Using the shorter version saves on typing, cuts down on mistakes, and saves room in the charts, but you can always show the full team name too. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. For now, let's enter some players for the Pittman Elementary, my alma mater in St. Louis, whose team code I've decided is going to be Pittman. The first player is Sarah Kern. Often casual tournaments for schools don't even bother with ratings. Then again, others use their own rating system based on the student's grade or age, like 100 times their age. For this tournament, let's just ignore ratings. I type in Sarah's team code and accept her. Since this is a team code that SwissSys has not encountered before, up pops a dialog that invites me to give the full team name for Pittman. In this case, the code is probably all I'll need, but I'll expand it to Pittman Elementary. Also, note that if I don't want to bother with this now, I can expand the team names anytime later from the Team Expand Team Names menu. Chris Best is my next Pittman player. I can select Pittman from the team drop-down box now, since SwissSys remembers this team code from before. As I add new teams, this list will expand. Next comes Susie Bailey from Team Longfellow. In the interest of brevity, I'm just going to list that as Long. After registering Susie, I expand this abbreviation to the full name of Longfellow. As a side note, if you tend to register everyone on the same team all at once, the registration dialog makes things easier for you. Click on the Team button here, and in the dialog that appears, enter the team information at the top, then one after the other, enter your players below. I've pulled up a section of players from a bunch of teams paired through 3 rounds. To display team codes and their fully expanded team names, go to Formatting Options for the wall chart and check those options. You may want to adjust the column widths to see everything comfortably. To view team standings, select Team, Team Roster/Standings. I must say I'm really proud of the way Pittman performed in this one against a tough field. This chart has some options which you can access from the Formatting Options dialog. For instance, we can show only the collective team results without any player details. For an individual team event, these team results are just the totals of the top players on each team. The number on a team that counts towards the team total is set with team, number on team, or subtotal. The subtotal group, by the way, allows you to treat other fields, such as state, the same as the team field for ranking purposes, but that's another topic. Now, this value is set a little high, so everybody's score counts. If one team has 10 players and another only 5, that's a little unfair, so typically this number is set at something like 4. If you award prizes to the top player on each team, you can check that out in the team roster, or just sort the standings view by team with a secondary sort by standings. The second type of team tournament is called fixed roster. A lot of what I said about the individual team format goes for fixed roster too, but in a fixed roster event, each team has a set number of players and teams are paired against each other rather than as individuals. So the top player on Team A plays the top player on Team B, and so on down the line, with the bottom player on Team A playing the bottom player on Team B. I've pulled up a sample fixed roster section to illustrate a couple of points. First, you can handle the data either on an individual player basis, like this, or by selecting View, Team-Based Views, you can see the chart on a team-by-team basis. The same goes for the pair chart, and here you can either enter individual results and let SwissSys do the math on which teams won their matches, or you can enter a match total for each team if you don't know or don't care about the individual results. If a player sits out a round, or if you need to adjust player board order, you can do that easily with the Team, Board Order, and Active Team Members menu. Here, I will move one player to the top board using the Promotion button. If you really don't know or don't care about individual results, you're probably better off choosing the third team option, which is called Teams Only Fixed Roster. This works like a cross between the individual team and the fixed roster types. You are prompted to keep track of match points and total game wins, both of which are important for fixed roster standings, but you don't have to deal with the details of individual games and players. At registration time, you don't even bother with individual players, just team names. Up next, some guidance for submitting rating reports. See you then.